Alex Bale is back at it again with a new theory. This time about the Teletubbies. I was a big Teletubby kid, alright? I watched them all the time, but I'm very curious to see what lore has been hidden behind that my childhood brain could not compute. But Alex Bale was able to go back and find. I don't even know how long Teletubbies went on for. Was it like 10 seasons? I don't even know. I don't know. We can do some research afterwards. But for now, why don't we just go ahead and click on this video. It's a 23-minute video, so not too bad. Let's do it.
How will the world end? It's a question that's haunted humanity for as long as we can remember.
Sure.
Will it be from nuclear war, or AI taking over, or some kind of disease wiping us out? Now, there have been many different works of fiction that explore all of these different possibilities. But what if I told you there is one piece of media out there that shows us a possibility that nobody has considered yet? And that's because it was hidden inside of a children's educational TV show. Teletubbies dares to ask a question that shows us the darkest, most horrifying fate for humanity. What if the sun was a baby? Possible I went a little too far with this video.
For sure.
Teletubbies is essentially just jingly keys to distract babies. It's not like Blue's Clues or Magic School Bus where there is some semblance of a plot or conflict. Teletubbies is just kind of nothing. There is no substance to this show, which is understandable because it was made for literally 1-year-old babies.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba.
I will now try.
This is actually a really good point. I never thought about that. Yeah, there's never anything really that Teletubbies maybe you had to think about. You know what I mean? Like, just stuff kind of just happened nonsensically. And there would be those cutaway scenes that in their like little bellies, they're like TV screens, and then they would like do like some sort of thing with like a kids segment or something like that, from what I recall.
Try and describe the plot of this show. Teletubbies are these
weird...
weird...
he's even using, I forget this one's name, but like his like television screen right there. We're watching it through it right there.
Weird-looking alien baby things that live in a bunker in Teletubby land, and they just kind of walk...
I always wanted to go to the bunker, to be honest. Like, as a kid, I was like, that place looks cool. Because, like, you know, it's like nature. Like, I like nature. I like walking around. This would be a cool path to go down. And then to check out the bunker, dude.
Around doing nothing until a creepy speaker slowly comes out of the ground and tells them what to do.
I forgot about these.
Time for Tubby Bye-Bye. Time for Tubby Bye-Bye.
And there is also this giant sun baby thing that is constantly watching and laughing at them. And there is also a windmill that sends videos to their stomachs of just some random kids also kind of doing nothing for like 5 minutes.
Right.
Playing on the beach.
And it is so boring and by far the worst part of this show. And then when they're...
No, 100%. Every time that they're cut to like a kid's segment, as a kid, I was like, no, I just care about the Teletubbies. I don't care if fucking little Timmy and Sarah over here are like making a souffle. You know, it doesn't matter.
Finally done with it, they literally just watched the exact same video again.
Again.
Wait, really?
Because all this show is trying to do is just waste time distracting babies with jingly keys for as long as humanly possible. And I have watched so much Teletubbies for this video, and I hate it. Also, there's a vacuum cleaner named Nunu that looks like he's constantly in pain. Nunu is my favorite character because I can relate to him.
That's my Nunu impression.
And look, I get it. This is a baby show, I am not the target audience, and hopefully neither are the people watching this video. There is clearly no actual lore.
Actually, mature audience. I mean, that makes sense for like the theories and subject matter that Alex covers.
Or world building here for me to discuss. 9 years ago, I even made another
Whoa.
parody video of dark, edgy Teletubby theories. Now, why don't we watch a little bit of Teletubbies
Whoa!
and see what we find?
Look how young he used to look, bro.
Of dark, edgy Teletubby theories. Now, why don't we watch
man,
a little
you've
bit
aged, man. Your hair, the baby face. Oh my goodness.
of Teletubbies and see what we find. We see the show using overstimulating vibrant colors to mimic the psychedelic effects of LSD.
You know, that was just me making fun of losers who genuinely try to analyze this baby stuff. Anyways, here's my genuine analysis of Teletubbies.
Don't tell me he has a
Despite
purple costume too. No, he
everything
doesn't.
I have just said, I do believe that there is a way to make sense of every weird random detail in this show. And it starts by asking a very simple question. Where is Teletubby Land?
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
It looks like Earth with the nature and rabbits, but we never actually see any humans. For all we know, this could be some distant alien planet or
It's kind of like very like Truman Show-esque the way now that I'm looking at like all of it.
magical alternate dimension. But we know Teletubbies do have some kind of connection to humanity. The weird speakers are constantly telling them to do human things, and they are constantly being sent videos of human children in the real world.
Hi, I'm Romy. Let's make some bagels.
And I feel like the intro at the start of every episode does imply that Teletubby Land is on Earth somewhere.
Over the hills and far away,
Over the hills and far away. They are telling us where the show takes place in relation to us, the viewer. And to get there, we need to go over the hills that are in our way, as opposed to like going through space or a magical portal. Meaning Teletubby Land is likely on Earth. But this doesn't make sense, because Teletubby Land has a weird sentient baby
True.
face sun, but in the human videos, we can see that they just have a regular normal sun with no face. So if they're both supposed to be on Earth, then why is the sun different? Well, maybe it's not a question of where Teletubby Land is, but when. What if Teletubbies takes place on Earth in the future sometime after the normal sun somehow grew a baby face? And if that sounds far-fetched, then take a closer look at these human videos. Now, in most kids' educational shows, these types of segments are like Blue's Clues, where Steve gets sent mail from children who are fans of the show and say, "Hi Steve, I love Blue's Clues!"
Look, it's a letter from our friends.
Hi, Steve. Let's go see my classroom.
But in all 485 episodes of both the original and 2015 revival of Teletubbies, not once do the children ever acknowledge the fact that these videos are being sent to Teletubbies.
Hello, my name's Daniel. Hello, I'm
They never even say the word Teletubby, which
Right.
feels like a very weird, deliberate choice. For all intents and purposes, these are just random videos of humanity that could have been made long before Teletubbies ever even existed. And this all gets a lot more interesting when we take a look at the most recent Netflix Teletubbies reboot from 2022.
Oh, I can't even remember if I ever heard of it. I didn't even know Netflix made a new one. Huh.
Hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
This reboot makes a couple very interesting changes to the show. One of them being to the human video segments.
Oh, Dipsy. Hi. Hi there. Hi, Hi,
Instead of just a couple random kids out in the world, these videos now take place inside of a single reoccurring location, with a woman named Julia who sings a song with a group of different children every episode.
You are a rocket, a super fast rocket, then run and touch a
star.
And what's immediately different about these videos is that for the first time ever in the 27 years of this show airing, there actually is a direct acknowledgement of Teletubbies from a human being. Julia's shirt clearly shows the 4 Teletubby heads, meaning these videos in particular are not from the past. They are being made explicitly for Teletubbies to watch, and the humans in these videos exist at the same time as the show, which obviously begs the question, what does the sun look like for these humans? Well, here's the strange thing about these new videos. We never get to see the sun. In fact, the kids in these videos never actually go outside, which is very strange when you compare that to the years worth of previous human videos.
Yeah, like in the original, they're always outside. They always be outside. Beach, playground, bakery. I don't know. I'm obsessed with like souffles at bakery now.
That are almost always outside. There does seem to be windows, but unlike the windows we see in previous videos or even in Teletubby Land, these are weirdly opaque, never actually showing us the outside world. The best we get is this obviously fake depiction of the sky on the ceiling. For some reason, these videos feel completely cut off from the outside world. So, unfortunately, there's no way for us to tell what kind of sun these humans have. Except, if you look closely, you can almost always see drawings of the sun in the background, but with a smiling face, just like the baby sun in Teletubby Land. I think it's very likely that these humans do exist in a world with Teletubbies and a baby sun. But why are only these videos like this? And why do they feel so disconnected from the outside? Where are these people? Hang on a second. What if over the hills doesn't mean Teletubby Land is behind hills? What if Teletubby Land is literally over the hills, as in on top of them, and this room is somewhere deep underground, completely cut off from the outside world? And if that seems too far-fetched...
It does. It does. Over the... You're funny, Bale. You're funny.
Remember where the speakers come from.
Time for Tubby Bye-Bye. Time for Tubby Bye-Bye.
They come from underground. The speakers with a human adult voice telling the Teletubbies what to do come from the same place where an adult woman wearing a Teletubby uniform makes videos. In the future world of Teletubbies, humanity lives underground. But why? Well, once again, I think this all has to do with the sun.
Wait, I wasn't paying attention. Was during the Netflix parts, is it the exact same baby as the son in the Netflix show, or did they get like a new baby actor to be the son in the new show?
Imagine a world where everything is normal. You go to work, walk your dog, watch YouTube videos, but then, one day, suddenly, without any warning or explanation, the sun wakes up. You realize that the giant ball of gas in the sky that gave humanity life was actually a cosmic sentient being all along. But it's not some unknowable Lovecraftian Cthulhu entity. It's just a baby. Okay, that's disturbing, but so what? Well, our sun is already extremely volatile, constantly exploding and erupting with unstable solar flares that can release dangerous radiation towards Earth. Scientists even believe that we could be hit with a solar superstorm one day that could be devastating to human infrastructure.
Sorry, what? A solar superstorm? What the bloody hell is that? Someday an unlucky outburst from our sun could strike Earth and fry most of our electronics. Not the electronics! And we've already had some too close for comfort near misses. Oh my god, we have? What the hell? This is the first time I'm hearing about this, and this was from last year, last April. Huh. This is new info for me.
Now, imagine if all of that power was given to an unpredictable, moody baby. A baby that we know is very interested in watching and reacting to the denizens of Earth.
Ba, 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 ba.
In fact, we could even see that when the baby sun gets a little too excited, the brightness of the sun suddenly increases.
Oh, shit.
So, when this baby first wakes up and opens its eyes and looks down at the people of Earth, what would it see? That baby would immediately throw a massive tantrum. So if humanity went underground after this baby showed up, then I think it's because this baby had some kind of catastrophic effect on the Earth, making the surface completely uninhabitable for humans. And if you don't believe me yet, remember those drawings of a smiling sun we kept seeing in the new videos? Well, there actually is just a single episode of the reboot that shows a drawing of a sun without a face. But what's interesting is that it also shows people and a car and maybe even a police officer below the sun. Unlike the drawings with the smiling sun that only ever show
I wonder if, like, there's, I don't know, like, obviously these, like, videos are, like, for fun and, like, entertainment and whatnot, but I have to, like, question whether the Netflix show purposely put these hints in, like, the canvases in the background or not. Like, I don't know. It could be. Like, Alex is putting the pieces together, connecting them with these red strings, but I don't know.
Grass and flowers and no signs of humanity, just like Teletubby Land. These drawings are telling us that when the smiling baby sun came out, humanity disappeared. Yes, I believe that Teletubbies is set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity was forced underground because the baby sun woke up. But then, what exactly are these weird creatures we see on the surface? Well, even if humanity could survive underground forever, the sentient baby sun is still up there. If they're ever gonna reclaim the surface world, or even just prevent an even bigger world-destroying tantrum, they need to address this problem. So, how do you appease an unpredictable, moody baby with unlimited power? You jingle keys in front of them.
I knew it.
The humans created Teletubbies, 4 creatures that could withstand the dangers of the sun, and sent them to the uninhabitable surface to keep the baby sun entertained and calm for as long as possible. Teletubbies literally is jingly keys for a baby. Every episode starts and ends with this baby. They are constantly cutting back to the sun's reaction every time the Teletubbies do something. Because the sun is the intended audience for this show. It's why everything the Teletubbies do is so heavily controlled by unseen humans.
Poe showed Lala the tutor.
Sha-la-la. Sha-la-la.
This dumb baby show is actually a very high-stakes operation to protect what little remains of humanity. And if you still don't believe me, then let me ask you this.
Okay.
What are Teletubbies? They're weird, big baby things that seem to have technology integrated into their bodies.
Yeah.
But let's ask the creators of this show, what was the initial idea behind Teletubbies?
I don't know if I'm ready to hear what the creators have to say. All right.
We decided we'd go to the Smithsonian and we saw the actual spacesuits of men who not that long ago walked on the moon. You know, isn't it amazing? There's all this technology and you look at them and they just look like babies with nappies on toddling about.
And they were basically NASA spacemen. They were very easily surprised by things and fell over all the time, and when they were worried about things, they hugged each other.
They were based on astronauts, aka people sent by humanity in technological suits designed to withstand inhospitable environments. Once you compare moon landing footage to Teletubbies, you can never unsee it.
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
Tinky Winky, Tinky Winky, Dipsy, La La,
La la.
ho.
Teletubbies.
Teletubbies.
Say hello.
And this is only the tip of the iceberg. Once you start viewing the show through this lens, everything that once seemed like weird, pointless nonsense suddenly takes on a whole new meaning. The Teletubbies live in a bunker-type structure beneath a hill, a shelter designed specifically to survive a harsh environment. The Teletubbies are surrounded by advanced technology that obviously these dumb baby creatures didn't make.
Yo, that pink custard always looked good. It always looked good to me.
The technology was made by humans to take care of and control their creations. The windmill obviously functions as some kind of signal tower to receive videos from the underground humans. But it also works as a form of renewable energy in this world without any functioning human infrastructure. Teletubby Land itself is covered in plants, the only form of life that would be able to adapt and thrive in harsh sunlight. The Teletubby shelter has been completely covered in grass, and we see flowers suddenly popping up all the time.
It was a really big flower.
Clearly, plants are thriving in this new sun baby world. Okay, but what about the rabbits? Why are they the only animal we see on the surface?
That's actually true. Like, it's only rabbits.
It's not like rabbits are especially resilient to sunlight. Well, what are rabbits known for? Firstly, they are extremely fast breeders.
Yeah.
They would be the perfect species to send to the surface to quickly repopulate the Earth's ecosystem. In fact, they are such fast breeders that apparently the crew filming the show kept having to pause the shoot because the rabbits kept having sex in the background.
That's awesome. They couldn't stop humping each other.
And secondly, rabbits are also commonly used by humans for laboratory testing and genetic modification. So maybe, much like the Teletubbies, these rabbits were genetically modified by humans to survive the surface world. This theory wraps up a lot of loose ends about the original show. But once again, the 2022 Netflix Teletubbies reboot has some very interesting differences. And this is where things get a little more disturbing.
I don't know if I'm ready. What was that? The hell? The others?
So the new Teletubbies reboot has 3 very interesting changes. First, as I've already explained, the human videos are now with Julia in a post-Teletubby world. They no longer just show old random videos of humanity. Suddenly, everything is now custom-made for the Teletubbies. Second, there are now Teletubbies in the bunker.
What? I can't do this, dude. What the fuck is a tiddly tubby? What am I looking at? Why are there what? Huh? Excuse the fuck out of me? What are you talking about? Tiddly tubbies. I can't. Dude, what do you mean? They're just in the bunker? Like, how did that? I don't even want to get into like the minutia of like why there are tiddly tubbies. Oh, I hate this. I hate it. Because they're just like these CGI little monsters. Like, at least the actual Teletubbies are like people in costumes.
These horrifying CGI
There's so many of them too. Look, there's 8 of them.
Monstrosities are new baby Teletubbies that just exist now with no explanation. And finally, the strangest change of all.
Oh god.
Every episode, the baby son has a completely new face.
Okay, this is what I was wondering. That can't be a real shot. That looks so bad. Dude, this cannot be real. Oh my god. So it's new every time?
Why? What does this mean? All of these changes are so sudden and random, and none of them really fit into my theory. You guys don't understand. I have watched hours and hours of this extremely boring baby show to try and make sense of this, and I almost gave up. But then, I finally found a single episode of Teletubbies that changed my entire view of this universe.
This was in 2016?
Episode 56 of the 2015 revival called Twinkle Twinkle. In this single
2015 revival? How many revivals have there been?
episode, for the first and only time in the over 500 episodes of Teletubby canon, it becomes
There are 500 episodes, bro.
night, and we watch the Teletubbies leave their bunker and look up at the night sky.
Tinky Winky saw a star.
Tinky Winky star!
The star was making music.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Tinky Winky discovers a star that is singing to him, and for me, this implies 3 things. First, there are other sentient stars out there. It's not just our sun. For all we know, all stars in this universe could actually be sentient. And second, the star has an adult voice. So this is likely what our baby
An adult angelic voice.
sun will one day grow into. And finally, the most unsettling implication here is that other stars have begun to notice the Teletubbies. And suddenly, the 2022 reboot makes a lot more sense. Humanity's plan to use Teletubbies to entertain the cosmic horror baby sun worked, but it worked a little too well, because now they've started attracting other baby suns. This is a whole new problem for humanity, and 4 Teletubbies is not enough to appease all of these sun babies, which is why they've suddenly begun to create more. Suddenly, just watching old videos of humanity isn't enough. The humans below the earth have to custom make higher quality videos with more children to keep the babies entertained. Humans are so desperate to meet the demands of all of these new sun babies that they are willing to do anything to appease them.
Just wait till you hear me say the words blast off, then run and touch a star.
Wait a second. Why would they be teaching children to touch the stars?
Then run and touch a star.
Wouldn't that be like the last thing they'd want to tell children to do? The whole reason they're down here is because of how dangerous stars are, right? Unless they're preparing these children to go to the surface? Wait, are these kids the Teletubbies?
Shut up.
Is this
No.
where Teletubbies
No, shut up. No. Bro, no. No.
come from? They've been human children the whole time? No! So yeah, that is my theory. Teletubbies is actually a post-apocalypse where humans live underground and are turning children into Teletubbies and sending them to the surface to entertain giant sun baby gods. Is that good? Is that what you wanted? Did I appease you, Mr. YouTube algorithm? Okay, I'm just gonna take that as a yes. Goodbye! Bye!
Dinky Winky, Tinky Winky, Dipsy,
In classic Alex Bale fashion, a theory that makes you question everything. I can't believe Teletubbies has been around for that much. Teletubbies. A British television show. 5 seasons. Dude. Ay. Crazy. Crazy. Oh, did they just start a new show just for Tiddlytubbies? No, they did not. No. Meet the Teletubbies' little friends, the cute and colorful Tiddlytubbies. Even though the tiny Tiddlytubbies can only crawl, there's no sign of them having big, silly fun in the Home Dome Playroom. Is that what it's called? The Home Dome? The Home Dome. Ay. And that's just it for the show. Okay, whatever. I need to get out of this. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you in the next one.